First shot of the 257 Weatherby. It's like no quick. Welcome back to the channel. So that was my first shot I've ever taken with the 257 Weatherby last Friday. I did 10 shots to kind of break the barrel in. Not sure if that's really necessary, but I did it anyway. And so I'm back now at the range to see how it'll group. So I did actually test some velocities with the 100 grain hot core bullet that I loaded up, and let me show you that. Okay, so it's going pretty slow, but I loaded up more of those 100 grain with the same powder because I did another shot and the standard deviation was crazy low. So who knows, maybe that will group today. I'm also going to do the same bullet with a hotter load today, and then the bullet that I'm looking forward to is I loaded up a 115 grain Nosler ballistic tip, and so I'm hoping at least one of those loads is going to group. We'll see. So real excited to try it out.
Trying to bore sight.
My new Christensen.
Me, what we got, like what 22 at what 20 feet?
With the exception of one shot, I know exactly why I pulled it, because it was like my third shot. Just a slight push. The shot standard, I appreciate. And how am I supposed to count these? Because the center was all ragged hole down. And I was like,
here are the results for 55 grains of H4 350 with the 100 grain hot core. First ever group out of my rifle. Looks to be a little over 1.5 inches. Not terrible for the first group ever. So I'm not like ecstatic by it, but I think there's some hope with this rifle that it will shoot really well. Certainly much better hope than the 30-06 I've been bringing up to try to get groups to shrink, and well, that thing is terrible, as you can see there. That is fair. Maybe when he was here delivering targets, he liked our style. So I did also get velocities for the 60 grains of H4 350 with this 100 grain. So this is the velocity for it. And I've done it once. But
I like their close quarters.
That's right.
Short on that one.
Good move in the right direction.
And mostly up Okay, this is 60 grains of H4 350 with that 100 grain hot core. Seems it did a little worse, maybe about the same. Looks to be a little over 1.5 inches. So now we're going to move on to the 115 grain ballistic tips. Here are the Nosler ballistic tips, the 115 grain. I'm using IMR 7828 SSC, and I'm doing 67 grains, 68, and 69 grains. Here is the first group with 67 grains of 7828 SSC. Yes, there's only 2 shots. I decided after these two were not that close to see what the velocity was. Down in Texas, and Texas, North Texas Farrier School. This is 68 grains of 7828 with the 115 grain, and first shot was low. The other two, last two, started to group together, so I might try something around 68 grains. So nothing great. And my max load of 69 grains of 7828. It's okay, still nothing great, but again, I'll just tinker around this to see if we can get these groups to shrink. All right, let's first inspect the brass. This is with the 115 grain nozzlers. And this was 67, the middle was 68, 69 on the end. No signs of pressure at all with the brass, with the primer, and with the gun. So I think there's a bit more potential with velocity with this. Now let's get official measurements for these meh groups. Okay, 1.72 inch group for the first group I ever shot with this, which is 55 grains of H4350 with that 100 grain. Here is the load with 60 grains of H4350 with a muzzle velocity of around 3,300 feet per second, and the group's a little worse. Okay, 68 grains of IMR 7828 with the 115 grain ballistic tip, and the group was not good at all. 2 inches. Let's see what the max load is. Max load of 69 grains, I guess is the best group of the day. Again, not bad, but not very good either. 1.64 inch group. I'm not sure on the velocities yet. I will be testing this later. I think I'm just going to, well, try some things around, I don't know, maybe 68.5 grains. I think I'm going to even do a little over with 69.5, since I've had no signs of pressure with 69 grains. So a lot of fun at the range today. The groups were kind of what I expected. I was, of course, hoping to get really good groups, but you know, I've hardly shot this rifle, and I just see a lot of potential with it. So hopefully we can get this under sub MOA soon.